type of porno. Oh, welcome back to Film Fetish. I'm your host CJ, and why didn't you tell me the camera was on? Today we're going to talk about a genre that I'm particularly fond of. That's the martial arts movie. Here you get to see our heroes channel their inner badass and just unleash hell upon the villains that stand in their way. I love this genre, you love this genre, so let's get started. First up on our list we have my favorite Jet Li movie of all time. I'm of course talking about Twin Warriors, a 1993 wire fu martial arts action film. The film follows two best friends as they grow up to be monks, eventually leaving the monastery to find their way in life. One of the boys becomes a street urchin using martial arts for money. The other becomes the town's governor's personal bodyguard. This leads to a climactic showdown where the two best friends ultimately become arch rivals. The film is incredible, showcasing some of the greatest wire fu effects in movie history. And Jet Li, of course, is freaking awesome. Check it out. Next up is the directorial debut of Keanu Reeves, Man of Tai Chi, which follows this villainous corporation who turns innocent martial artists into Mortal Kombat-esque killing machines. The film stars Tiger Chan as an innocent martial artist just trying to get by in life, and Keanu Reeves stars as the main villain, the guy who sends out the cards to bring in these fighters and on camera show how truly corrupt a human being can get. In this movie, Reeves shines on and off camera, showcasing his amazing acting abilities and his great choreography for fight scenes. On camera, we also have our beautiful cinematography and storytelling. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend you check it out. Here we have another directorial debut. This time we have the Wu-Tang OG RZA writing, directing, and starring in the film The Man with the Iron Fists. This movie is a blast as a giant homage to the bloody wire fu martial arts films of the past. Now this homage is worn on its sleeve. And one of the biggest complaints I noticed about it was RZA in the lead role. They complained about him not being very talkative, and he's such a subdued character until the final battle. What people don't seem to understand is he's not the protagonist of the film. He is simply the blacksmith who witnesses everything going on around him. And unfortunately for him, he gets involved, whether he wants to or not, ultimately leading in the trio of characters' final battle. I absolutely adore this movie, and I hope that you will too. It deserves a lot more attention than it got in its initial release. Next up, we have an early 90s Jackie Chan film, Legend of the Drunken Master. This is a sequel to the 1978 film Drunken Master, and as usual stars Jackie Chan just doing his thing. In this movie, it has our protagonist going up against the British consulate, who are trying to smuggle illegal items out of China. This ultimately leads to a final battle inside of a giant warehouse where Jackie Chan has to take on two very nicely dressed henchmen in an epic battle. If you haven't seen this movie, how? Check it out immediately. What is wrong with you? Jesus. Now for our last film of the day, I had to think about it. It actually took me quite a while to just pick a movie that isn't completely oversaturated with attention. I ultimately chose Kung Fu Panda. Weird choice, I know, but hear me out. While it is an animated film featuring anthropomorphic talking animals, the movie is still drenched in Chinese lore, and it wears its love for Kung Fu movies out on its sleeves, or furry paws, whatever you want to call them. The film definitely doesn't get the right amount of attention it deserves. People go into it and go, oh, it's a fun kids movie. This is true, it totally is. I love all three of them. But at the same time, it's an excellent martial arts film with an incredible story. The film stars a ridiculously large cast and follows a bumbling panda who is enthralled by everything Kung Fu. He's eventually chosen to team up with a group of legendary warriors to stop an evil that threatens to decimate his land. And bonus points for having two equally amazing sequels that happen to star Jean-Claude Van Damme as a Kung Fu master crocodile. Bless you. So that was my list of favorite martial arts films. Are there any I missed? Any you'd like to see me do? Please leave those in the comments below. As usual, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe for future content. This has been Film Fetish. I'm your host CJ, and please remember to keep it lowbrow.